Happy Friday. Happy Friday. So great to see all of you on this wonderful fall day. We must tell you that we are busy as ever, always doing things, always meeting wonderful people out in our community. Today's show, as you can see from our background, is about breast cancer awareness. And you see the question right there on the screen. Have you had your mammogram this year? As women, we know that part of our health, part of our wellness is taking care of those things. We always ask the question, what are you doing for your health? You guys know that Tanya and I are always talking about things that we're doing for our health. And we want to always let you guys know what's happening in our community regarding our health. Financial sins, absolutely. And it is a financial sin to not understand what's going on with your health, because health is the new wealth.
Absolutely.
So what's been going on, Tanya?
Hey, I've been traveling everywhere, doing a whole bunch of things. I'm excited about what I have coming up. And of course, it doesn't have anything to do with breast health. But I'm out. This is our busy season. This is the month of October. And I love October. It's something special to me.
It's your
birthday month. Yes. And because it's, October, we want to make sure that we are celebrating some of the things that affect women, and so that's why one of the many things that are happening in October, we're going to be talking about breast health awareness. Yes. We're going to take away that C word. And today we have some awesome people that will be joining us and helping us, bring awareness to our community. We know that it exists, but then sometimes we just do nothing about it. And there are reasons that we don't. But there are other programs that are out here in our community that we are just unaware of. So today we have some awesome folks with us. Do we want to go ahead and bring them in now, Renee?
Yes, absolutely. No hesitation. We have a great show for you guys today. Tanya and I are so excited about what's happening and what we have to share today.
Well, first, I have my dear friend, my Fort Valley alum. We have grown up together from college, and we have been friends for almost 30 years. Oh, gosh, yes. I have Miss Barbara Hurd. Barbara, how are you this afternoon?
I am awesome. I am just so excited to be here and just thank you all for the opportunity. And Tanya, you know I'm a crybaby, so hopefully I won't get emotional doing this segment, but I am so excited and thank you all for the opportunity to just tell people how important breast awareness is, how it is so very important. So thank you for the opportunity.
Well, I know that it is something dear to your heart. And the first day of October, your Facebook page changed, and you have become a poster child, I'll say, in your own right for breast health awareness. And so I definitely wanted to bring you on to talk to people in reference to your experience and to help other women who are just like you and me. Now, we also have Miss Dora Chambers, who has this awesome program that we learned about. And so, good afternoon, Miss Dora.
Afternoons, greetings.
Thank you so much for joining us. And Tanya's absolutely right. Hearing about what you do is too amazing and too awesome not to share. I think that we can say that we all know someone who have family members, as I do, who are breast cancer survivors. And so we dedicate today's show to all the women, who have survived breast cancer, and we salute and we honor the memories of those who fell, in the fight against breast cancer. But today we want to celebrate, we want to talk about breast cancer awareness. We want to hear your stories. So we will say, Barbara, let's start. Tell us a little bit about your story and your journey here.
I am so excited to share because this is my platform. And when I was diagnosed with breast cancer in April of 2005, wow, 2005 just seems like forever ago. And, you're young and you don't think about it. And I've always had breast exams because through college I had cystic breast, and most of us as African American women, we have cystic breast. Why? Because we love our caffeine, we love our chocolates and all of those things like that, and just the environment alone. So of course I go and I have my mammogram. Don't think anything about it because it's something that I did every year. But this particular time, and I was with the Kaiser facility, and I say Kaiser and the mammogram saved my life because I had my regular mammogram. They sent me a letter, and like most of us, you get mail and you throw it on the table. I don't have time for that. I just put it on the table. So one day I decided, okay, Barbara, you need to go through this mail and see what it is. And I had this letter from Kaiser to say, you need to come back, but you don't need to go to your same facility. You need to go to another facility. So again, still, I'm superwoman. I'm not worried about anything. So I go and I have a different mammogram. And by the time that I'm getting dressed, my doctor is calling me to say, Barbara, I've already scheduled an appointment with you with the surgeon. With the surgeon for what? And I'm just thinking, still no concerns, because I'm not thinking about it because what? I'm young, I'm healthy. I'm not thinking about that. The thought of breast cancer never entered my mind. But to make a long story short, I went to see the surgeon, had an excellent care team, and they showed me the difference in my mammogram from last year to 2005. And they say, this is what we're concerned about, and we're going to send you to a surgeon to do a biopsy. So, of course, here I go. I call on my friend. Well, I call my mom first, and I tell her. And then she said, well, why are you worried? I said, I'm not worried, because she said that, you're a woman of faith. And yes, it was my faith. Didn't have any concerns. I went to have the lump removed, or to have the biopsy. And the surgeon at that time, she said, well, it looks to be cancerous. So we'll let you know in a couple of days. And Tanya can tell you, she knows me, I'm not patient. So she said she was calling me on Wednesday morning. By noon, she had not called. What am I doing? Okay. I'm calling to see what's going on. So she said that, well, I don't want to tell you on the phone. Come in, bring someone with you. So by this time now, my brain is working like, what are they doing? What are they talking about? So you hear that big C word and you go boom, 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 boom. What is going to happen now? So I went.
I want to interrupt you really quick. I heard you say from 1 year to the next. So you actually were making sure that you were getting your yearly exams, sounds like.
Absolutely. And that is so important, because it can change in a short period of time. Because had I not gone the next year, it may have grown, and I may not have had the success story that I did. So yes, that is so important to keep on track. And if you go in January, go every year in January. Don't say, well, I'll wait until June, or I'll wait until December. But to make a long story short, I went through the surgery, and it came back and it was cancerous. They removed the lump, but I still had some cancer cells around my nipple and everything. So I made the decision to have my breast removed. I don't regret it. My surgeon said, she said, you're so young. I was 42. And I said, I don't have a thing with my breast. I just want to live. I just want to be happy. And I went through the surgery, and I tell and I hope that I can say this online. I tell everybody that I got a new boob, a lip and a reduction, a tummy tuck, all for $100. For $100. Who else? That is worth saying. Whoo, I'm going to get checked just for that. A tummy tuck? Do you know what those things cost? And and I am just so grateful. I had such good caregivers. My mom was my caregiver. She actually moved into my home. And Tanya can tell you, I didn't let my friends, I told them at the last minute, I wanted to share with them. And I said, you cannot cry. I don't do crying. I don't do, oh, poor Barbara. No. And Tanya was so funny. She said, I'm coming to Atlanta. I just need to put my eyes on you. And I said, Tanya, you don't have to. I'm fine. No, you can't tell her anything. So
no, you really can't. And she likes to say, I need to put my eyes on you.
Right. So to Atlanta, she came and she said, you're doing better than I am, and that's what my platform is, to motivate women. We do not have to die from this. We don't. If we catch it early and we do what we're supposed to do, then we can be saved. I went through through chemo. I didn't have to do radiation, but I want to tell this quick little story. I knew that I was going to lose my hair. I didn't think I was going to lose my eyebrows and everything else. Right. But as I started to lose my hair, I had one little patch of hair just sitting up in the top of my hair. Everything else was gone. And I looked in the mirror, and when I saw that patch of hair, and it had matted together because of the chemo, and I had one little tear to fall. And I called my sister. I said, come over and cut this patch of hair out. And then I looked in the mirror and I was like, girl, you are still cute.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
You are still cute. And I want to just say to the audience, it's all about your attitude. It's all about the environment that you're in. If you're diagnosed, or you know someone that's diagnosed, encourage them. Don't be sad around them. Don't have the long face, because that will make them sad. So if you as a survivor or as a breast cancer, any kind of cancer patient, any sickness, have a great attitude about it.
Absolutely.
Have a great attitude about it. And you just celebrate. It's like, okay, because I let me digress a little bit. When my doctor told me that she was going to do the biopsy, I said, well, can it wait? I have a conference that I want to go into Charlotte. I've never been. Can we wait until I get back? And she said, of course, but don't wait too long, beyond that. So it's planning, it's healthcare, it's doing everything that we know to do as women, as African Americans, because breast cancer affects African American women more so than it affects anyone else. So we just have to encourage our sisters. It's only a little squeeze, a 5-minute pain for a lifetime of life. I don't say that I'm a breast cancer survivor. I say that I am a life survivor because God has promised me long life.
Amen. Amen. And Barbara, I think, your story is so incredible. Your testimony of faith is absolutely amazing. I don't know if Tanya even remembers that. I think when I was in my 30s, I had a scare and the doctors performed a biopsy as well. For me, it came back negative, but I remember, thinking, what's happening? I'm 35 years old and why is this happening? Why is this happening to me? And I was one of those, who was fortunate. They just said, the fibrous tissue and everything that we have, but they just couldn't tell from feeling or anything like that. But it's so important. Again, I just, as you stated earlier, that breast exam, the self breast exam, because that was how, even for me, that I discovered something didn't feel right, and how important it is to tell women, to make sure the buddy system, checking on each other, making sure that you're doing that. So thank you so much for your story. Please stay as long as you can. We'd like to have Dora come on. I don't have my glasses. I had to make sure that I was pronouncing everything correctly. I'm on here without my glasses today. But thank you. You have done so much. Your experience in this arena, because you yourself are not a survivor, but you have embracing life, and because of your experiences. Tell us a little bit about that and what you're doing.
Well, thank you so much, ladies, for having me, Tanya, Renetta. This is so great, and I want to thank and celebrate our dear beloved sister Barbara. We definitely celebrate you, and we honor you as a survivor. My name is Dora Chambers, and I'm the president and founder of an organization by the name of Pink Ladybug Foundation. And our slogan is just that, embracing life. But I, like you, Tanya, had a breast cancer scare 20 years ago at the age of 38. Same thing, found a lump, and it was benign. So, but that began a journey. I think it was that within that same year, that was August of that year, and 2002. I remember like it was yesterday. And unfortunately, October of that same year, I had my best friend succumb to the disease of breast cancer after battling it for 4 years. 6 months later, we buried another dear friend of ours at a young age of 33 years old, newlywed, only married to one of my dear beloved friends. They were only married just over a year, and they passed away 6 months apart. So I remember visiting my girlfriend Joyce in ICU, and then 6 months later being in ICU with Kim, and it was just like such a unbelievable deja vu moment. And then 2 years later, I lost our matriarch of our business circle, Ms. Barbara Matthews. But our foundation is in honor of those three women. So if you ever look at our logo, I would like to point this out to people. Whenever you see the Pink Ladybug Foundation logo, it's actually three ribbons, three pink ribbons that represent Joyce Hilliard, Kim Cosby, and Mother Barbara Hilliard. And we do it in their honor. And then there's the ladybug in the middle. And that actually represented Miss Barbara Matthews, who was the matriarch of our business circle, but she loved ladybugs. Oh my God, she loved ladybugs. So Ladybug was one of the first names we wanted to come up with, and we came up with Pink Ladybug, and it just fit with the spirit. So, but I also do this when I started the organization 12 years. We celebrated our 12th anniversary this past June. My uncle was diagnosed with breast cancer that year, and he just lost his battle 3.5, 4 years ago to breast cancer. So our foundation is both for men and women. And our foundation is preventative measure, preventative care. So we do 3 major programs and missions with our organization. Number one, we do free mammogram screenings in the community because some people, lack of insurance, can't afford to pay it. Pink Ladybug pays for that. We're partnered up with Northside Hospital and not Walmart. Walmart lets us use their parking lot to bring the units out, and we screen women for free. We set up in the Walmart 6 weeks before, because a lot of people don't realize there's a lot of discrepancies and a lot of situations where the resources are there, but they don't make it easy for you to get it. So for example, we can do the free mammograms, but it's like a doctor's appointment, and it has to be 6 weeks out. So we learned to put a system together where we would set up in Walmart 2 months out to connect with the ladies, sign them up. We would act like just a makeshift doctor's office at Walmart, and then we would send the reminder calls and text and cards, just like it was at a doctor's office, to remind them to meet us back at that Walmart 6 weeks later. And we turned out to have one of the most successful show-up ratios within the entire program at Northside Hospital. So they asked us to kind of be a mentor for other organizations to ensure the show-up ratio would be high. So we're honored to do that. And then we also help subsidize holistic care. I was sharing with the sisters earlier that many people don't know that once a patient makes a conscious decision, because it is your decision, to forego traditional medicine and go holistic or naturopathic care, a lot of people don't know that insurance doesn't cover it.
Right.
Throughout the states. So when someone makes a decision to go holistic or naturopathic path for their health and their healing process, it's very expensive out of pocket, right? Less expensive than traditional medicine, but it's very expensive when it's out of pocket. So we help subsidize naturopathic healthcare costs as well. And the one that's near and dear to us, in addition to those 2 programs that we do, is our New Seasons Healing Retreat. And I know Sister Barbara and the other sisters can relate to this. When you hear that word, that C word, when you receive that diagnosis, Sister Barbara, your life goes into a new season. Life as you know it changed, but the key thing, it is a new season. It's a season, but it's a new season. A different way of looking at your life, a different way of taking inventory of your life. Hence the season of our retreat, because we understand you're in a new season, a season of unknown, a season of uncertainty. The fear, it's all there, and that's all real. And so with the New Seasons Healing Retreat, we do them every quarter here in the U.S., and we invite survivors. We do the breast cancer survivors for free.
Right.
And then we have a sister. So we do breast cancer survivors and a supporting circle of sisters. So Sister Barbara heard, we would love to gift you a spot at our next New Seasons Healing Retreat. Our next one is coming up January 27th through the 30th, and choose the one here in Atlanta, Georgia. I believe it's April 26th to the 30th, something like that. It's the last weekend, the very last week in April. We'll gift it to you, and all we do is get some of your family and friends to donate the deposit, which is hardly nothing, and then Pink Ladybug, we pay for the rest. So what do we do at these healing retreats? So it'll be our honor, my beloved sister, to gift that to you. You come, you're going to get pampered from the time you walk to the door. You can't touch your own bags. You can't carry your bags. You're going to get all kind of goodies and gifts and swag bags, spa baskets. You're going to get spa treatments from foot detox, hand and foot scrubs, chair massages, many facials. We do yoga. We do meditation. We have our own private chef with plant-based menu the entire weekend. And it's 4 days, 3 nights. We used to do three and 2, but because of popular demand, people kept asking, oh, we wish we had another day. So this year we started by doing 4 days, 3 nights, art therapy. We have our own sip and paint. We do circle. We do foot washing. You have a swimming pool, a jacuzzi, a lake, all of that. It's so wonderful, and we want you to be there. We want to celebrate you in honor of you. So, and we do it for men too. So my brothers that are listening, we do it for you too. We started our first men's retreat last year, and it blessed us beyond measure. It blessed us. I put it off and fought it for the longest time, but the brothers would always come and say, "You need one for us. You need one for us." And finally, I talked to one of my elders, and they said, "Yeah, you need to do the work. You need to do the work." And so we did our first one for the men last year, and we know there's real men healed.
Oh.
And we had our second one just 3 weeks ago. And when I say it is transformation, life transforming, even for us and the volunteers. So yeah, that's what we do, and we do the work. I want to add to the conversation about mammograms. And one of the things that we've learned and come to appreciate is that you will tend to find abnormalities in your body before the machine does.
Yes.
And one of the things we teach, and I hope you don't mind me, let me say that. One of the things that we've learned and we teach in our retreats is learn to look at your body naked.
Right.
Yeah.
Women, because of society and body shaming, we really don't look, and men too, at our bodies, right? And I would say have a serious relationship with your girlfriends. Yes. With your girlfriends, and look at her, look at them in the mirror in the morning, especially coming out of the shower. They teach us to do our self-exam in the shower, right? When you're, the time of the month when your breasts are most sensitive. But what we've learned is if you learn to understand and identify your body, right, when it's in its wellness state,
right,
you'll be able to notice and recognize when something's not right, because you know what your body looks like and feels like.
Absolutely.
Believe it or not, a lot of people don't know statistically that would show you most women find it before a mammogram. So self-exams, we cannot express that enough. Self-exam, be familiar, touch her, touch them, look at them, color, discoloration. Because once you're familiar how she feels and how they feel, and when you're familiar about how they look, you'll know when something's different or not right before the doctors catch it often as well. Another thing, for those of you that have partners and spouses, what we found is there's actually studies that show a spouse will find it before you as well. Because they like to touch and feel.
Yeah, they do.
That's right. They like to touch and feel. So a lot of people don't realize this is so huge and it's major. So I just wanted to share that tip. So in between the annual mammograms, self-exams every month, just take a look, fall in love with her, meaning fall in love with him, where you're loving on yourself. So then when you're loving yourself in your temple enough, you'll start eating different. You'll start eating better. You'll start cutting out certain things that you know that's good for you. But it's just about loving yourself enough, caring about yourself enough to do the things. So that's why we teach plant-based, and we believe everything in moderation, and yoga and meditation. If you look at any breast cancer awareness website or statistics, they'll tell you the yoga, the meditation, the breathing exercises, affirmations. I love what Sister Barbara was saying, being positive, and faith is everything. But you got to speak life in the midst of people equating cancer as death. It is not a death sentence. It's just a season.
Just a season.
It's just a season.
It's just a season. Tanya, Renetta,
we're honored to do the work, and we're grateful to do the work. And reach out to us. Anything you need, we are here for you. And I'm excited about this. I'm excited about being able to share the work that we do, but I'm excited, most importantly, to celebrate all of you. And I see on our Facebook page, there's a lot of women saying, "Hey, I'm a survivor." So we celebrate you as well.
What were you going to say, Barbara?
I just want to share some numbers with you all, and it's just staggering to know how many. In 2022, it is expected that 287,850 new cases of breast cancer will be diagnosed this year.
Yeah.
And the thing about that number is that it's growing. And I'll tell you all, there's so many, and I'm sure Sister Dora know this as well. There's so many false facts about breast cancer, because people told me, I even had a friend tell me, you should have had a baby and breastfed. That's not true. I went through chemo with a young lady that had 2 babies. She had breastfed. She still got breast cancer. It comes from your parents. Most times it is not genetic. It is just something that happens. My oncologist told me, he said, we all have cancer cells in our bodies. Unfortunately, some just attach and some don't. So because of that, because of the awareness, and it's so many, and Sister Nora, I just thank you for your program, because awareness is the key. You don't have to wait until you're 40, because that's what the doctors say. That's what the stats say. But if you find something, if you're 25, if you're 20, check it out. Don't wait to say, oh, it's nothing. You'd rather go and get it checked out and have them say it's nothing than to have it fester and then it becomes something. I was just so blessed that mine was my C was caught in the first stages. So, I didn't have to worry about all of them, if it's going to reoccur or how far is in my lymph nodes or anything like that, because I did do my self-exam. I didn't find it on the self-exam, and because I had done the self-exam, and then just a month later, it was there. So you, as Sister Dora said, you have to do it constantly. You can't skip a month. You can't say, well, okay, I'm fine this month, so I won't do it again to next year. It is so important, so very important. And I, as you all can see, I am so passionate about this. I just shake our brothers and our sisters, because again, men get it too. They have breast tissues and they get breast cancer. So this is just not a woman's disease. This is just not an African-American disease. This is all of our health issues, and we just need to encourage one another. And I just want to say that just keep the faith, trust God, whomever you pray to, just trust him and know that if you put your health and your life in his hands, you can do this. We can do this. We can encourage one another. We can lock arm in arm and say, we can walk this walk together. We can be strong. We can encourage one another. We can say, girl, I'm still cute. Even with no hair, no eyebrows, I'm cute. These days, you can buy whatever you want. You can buy you can buy eyelashes. You can buy whatever you want to still make yourself feel good. And today, you all see so many women, they're rocking the bald heads.
Right.
They're rocking it. So, you see, I have my pink earrings on. So the month of October, I adorn myself in all pink. I wear my pink earrings. It doesn't matter if it's, and I wear my pearls. I don't care if I have on a t-shirt. If I feel like putting on my pearls, I'm going to do it, because I celebrate life. I celebrate all of those that have won the fight, still fighting the fight, and those, we bless those, as Sister Dora said, we bless those that didn't win the fight, but we still celebrate them. We still celebrate that life. We celebrate love, and we just celebrate awareness. That's what it's all about. Again, I can't say enough. Just get that little, and it'll be over in 5 minutes. And I promise you, it's a life-saving step that you don't want to not take.
I tell you, every time I think about it and remember you going through it, I did not understand. If you go and you get a breast exam and you check yourself and you find something, and then you're able to, still have to go through surgery. I'm like, that is not at a stage of you still had to go through surgery. So what do you mean? check yourself. And, I didn't save anything. It was still bad. I just didn't understand. So Barbara had to do a lot of explaining to me in reference to, doing the self checks, making yourself aware of what was going on with your body. Because, if you're having, if it's like, you can catch this. If you catch this early, if I catch this early and I still lose a breast, that's not catching it early. I thought if you catch it early, then, it just goes away. But no, if you catch this early and that you're supposed to feel good, I didn't feel good.
Yeah.
And
you do, but Tanya, the thing is, and a lot of time we do, and I'm so glad that I was where I was in my faith, because I didn't question God. Sometimes we say, well, what did I do? Did I do something wrong? It was my mom and dad. They gave it to me. They did it. It was my grandma. It was my aunt. But no, don't have that fear. Don't have that blame you, blame me, blame anyone, because it can happen to any of us. So it's nothing that any of us do wrong to get any kind of sickness or disease in our body. But what we do have to do, we have to have a conscious mind to say, okay, I know, and Tanya, I'm a potato chip fanatic. I need a support group, but I know in my heart of hearts, I can't sit up and eat 3 or 4 bags of chips. That's not good for me. I can't drink a 6-pack of soda. That's not good for me. I have to walk. I have to, as bad as I hate exercise, but we need to do it. It's good for the mind, the body, and the soul. It is so good. It's so refreshing, and it's so life-changing. Life-changing. That's what I keep saying. Life-changing. Life-changing. And I just get so excited. I get so excited when I talk about life and living life.
Yes, you do. So,
and I will add that wellness dictates our health. And we use the phrase health and wellness, right? But what people don't really know, the wellness is the psyche, your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, the things that we make a conscious decision on every day. So your mental states,
yes,
your mental health, your spiritual health is so important in the healing process, that you're having the positive circles, the healing circles, people with faith around you is better than any medicine that you could ever get.
Yes.
Having those that are embracing the journey with you, caring on you, loving on you, taking care of you, speaking life to you, and you speaking life to yourself. The wellness part. Because a lot of times when people receive that diagnosis, they give up before they even fight, because they've equated it to a death sentence.
Right.
So then their own mental thought and their self-talk is negative, and that of death.
Yeah.
So we find that even for those of us that have passed on through the disease of cancer, breast cancer, or any other cancer, we just hope and pray that they continue to embrace life. And that was one of the things that I loved about Joyce, my girlfriend Kim, and Miss Barbara Matthews. They lived it. They weren't one that was negative. We would cry and laugh at the same time. Have you ever been crying and you're laughing at the same time? We had many moments like that, and many moments where I would go and spend a month at a time with Miss Matthews in Ohio, and she would just want me to lay in bed with her. She would just say, "Come lay here, sweetheart," and I would just lay in bed with her. Those are priceless moments. She had what they call it, a pontoon, and she called it a boat. And she would say, "Come ride with me on my boat," and I would ride with her on her boat. Listen, it's the quality of life as well, right? It's the quality of life, and your wellness and your mental health is so key. So be mindful and be intentional with your health and wellness.
Ms. Dory, your organization does a whole lot, and it's very important, I'm sure, that you get some sort of funding. How do you get to do it all? Are you all having fundraisers? How how do you do all of this? Let me tell you one thing. My girlfriend, Barbara, that is the way that she loves to live her life, by being pampered. And she's also a vegetarian and plant-based eater. So she is really going to enjoy this. And you probably got a minister on top of that with you on that day.
Oh, so nice.
Going to be encouraging. You're going to love her spirit. And I'm telling you, she's going to really enjoy this. But I am sure that this gets expensive. So how do you all fund something?
Well, we haven't, unfortunately. We normally do fundraisers, yes. But because of COVID for the last 2 years, it has been pretty much zero to nothing. So, you know, I've been grateful just to be able to have it, to give it and take care of it and things like that. But we are going to we're restructuring now so we can be in position to take on more corporate sponsors as well and corporate donations. But we're starting with the little things. So we do things like adopt a sister or adopt a brother. And what people can do is they can pay a portion of the retreat for an individual, for a cancer survivor, both men or women. You can adopt a sister, and I have some people that'll just pay for the full amount. So you can do that, and we post that on our Facebook page, the Pink Ladybug Foundation, and we'll have Adopt a Sister, Adopt a Brother program. And again, you can take a portion of it, $25, or the whole thing. We've had people do that. The other way we do it, we are going to start this month, started back doing virtual fundraisers. I mean, you know, at this point, we just have to meet people where we are in this society. So I want to let everybody know, October 28th, Friday night, we are having a 70s costume party, virtual costume party, and it is a fundraiser. We're going to have fun to raise funds for Pink Ladybug. So I want you to put your afros on, your dashikis, your bell bottoms. Join us on the virtual dance floor. We have a DJ. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be like you're going to be right there together on the dance floor. Dress up, get dressed up. It's only $15 donation to support us on that, or you can make an additional donation as well. But we're going to have music trivia. We got prizes. I just got some amazing prizes today. I got a vacation trip. I got restaurant coupons and gift cards. We got some great prizes. So we're going to have a lot of fun for a great cause. I call it Party with a Purpose, and it is for a worthy cause. And again, you can find out more about that on our Facebook page, or they're putting my information on the bottom of the screen there. Thank you for that. And then next year, we're looking to go back into we used to do big dinners, and I used to do jazz and spoken word concerts and things of that nature. So we're going to be able next year to go back to doing more larger fundraising events. But in the process, you know, that'll be a great way to help us. Well, and then even and the link for the 70s party is real simple. PLB, as in Pink Ladybug, PLB, bell bottoms, with the S, .eventbrite.com. So it's PLB, bellbottoms.eventbrite.com. And you can either buy a ticket, and there's also an option there where you can just make a donation if you're not able to make it. And we thank you in advance. You know, I thought I was not going to do the retreats anymore this year because of the lack of fundraising. And I'm going to get teary-eyed. I'm a crybaby too, Miss Barbara. And last year at the retreat in Tybee Island, I made an announcement we were going to take a hiatus because of the cost. And we do a foot washing event. Oh, I can't believe I'm crying. We do a foot washing ceremony. And at the end, I'm honored to be able to kneel at our sisters and our brothers' feet. And this was a sisters retreat in Tybee Island last year in August. And at the end, one of the sisters will wash my feet. And normally we choose an elder. And the elder in the circle washed my feet. And by the time I opened my eyes, all the sisters were standing around me. And all the elders were kneeling before me. And they each took turns washing my feet. And I knew then that was God telling me to continue the journey. Mm-hmm. And so I said, okay. I even said like that, okay, God, you know, and I just know. And I tell my friends was like, well, how are you going to make it happen? I don't worry about that. When God says it, it's so, and we just do the work, right? I know, Barbara, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. But I knew that was confirmation that the work needed to continue because the elder that knelt down to my feet, she was still on chemo and still had her port. She traveled all the way there for that healing retreat. Wow. And she was the weakest one with us that weekend. And to see her kneel down on her feet at that moment, it was over. It was over. And then the retreat with the men 3 weeks ago. Once again, I had an elder of the community, Robert Pugh. And as my sister was washing my feet, he stood and just put his arm on my shoulder as support, as the ancestors, and my spirit just hit me. It was the ancestors also giving me permission to continue to do the work. So we're going to continue it. And now we're going to continue it. We added some for next year. So, so I'm grateful and I'm honored. So please, whatever you can do to help us, it is such a great cause. I know there's some people on here that have experienced it. I see Tanya Young on here is actually our chef. So she knows the work. She's been a part of it for 8 years for the retreat. So we're grateful. We're just so honored. So yes, anything you can do, I promise you to help us because we do our best not to leave any stone unturned. From the time you arrive to the time you leave, you know you will be loved, you are celebrated, and you are honored. And that's our whole mission of what we do with Pink Ladybug Foundation.
Sister Dora, you can't do this. I spent a lot of time putting on my
listen. I had a moment. I went back there, so we almost made it, Sister Barbara. We almost made it.
We all almost made it because we all now just in awe of the work that you do and just in awe of the faith that you ladies both talk about. And we know that when we activate in faith like that, that God will open up the windows of heaven. Yes, and he will pour out blessings. And you both have just these amazing stories of blessings and how God has poured out blessings. So yes, right now we're all sitting here and very emotional and just, again, just in awe of the awesomeness of, of being and of our being. Dora, I heard you say that you've been to Tybee Island, and we're actually, I'm based in Savannah. So, do you have any information about when you may be back in this area so that we can help in any way that we can from this side?
For some reason I'm losing the volume.
We're asking about Tybee Island.
Yes.
Do you have plans to be back to this part?
Actually, next year. Thank you. So next year, 2023, we're actually looking to move it from Tybee Island to Gulf Shores, Alabama.
Okay.
So we always do a beach retreat, and we always do a retreat in Jamaica. Matter of fact, we have a retreat in 3 weeks. I'm taking 23 men and women to Jamaica for our last retreat of the year. So Tybee Island we're looking to move it to Gulf Shores, Alabama.
Okay.
Which is a beautiful, I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but it's probably one of the best kept secrets in America.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful beaches.
Well, ladies, we thank you all for sharing so much today. Those of you.
Absolutely. And so we'll have all the information about our retreats. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All of our information on our retreats and our calendar and our schedule is already set. So you can find all of it on our Facebook page as well. We'll be posting and creating event pages for each individual retreat.
And for those of you that are interested in donating, please go to the Pink Ladybug Foundation on Facebook. Reach out to Miss Dora. Figure out how to do that. Those Fort Valley Wildcats that we have out here and family members of Barbara that want to go ahead and pay for her, even though she was gifted, there's a donation, something that they asked for. Let's get it done. And maybe we can help someone else. So let's do it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
It is, we are going to challenge our friends and definitely those of us that are a part of Fort Valley and related to Barbara to not only just do her, but maybe one other person. Come on, because I don't even think it was that expensive. What, $5.99, $6.99, something like that for someone's retreat?
So it's $5.99. Are you speaking to me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, $5.99. Early bird registration ends tomorrow, and then after that it goes up to $6.49. But you can hold your spot for just $150, and then you can do payment plans.
Okay.
That's
So
We
for
break
us,
it down into monthly payments for you.
so for us to help someone else get there, that's the cost, $5.99. If we want to adopt a person, is that
Yes.
it?
So you
Okay.
can adopt someone for $5.99, correct? And or for a survivor, you can just adopt them for $150 because we cover the cost as well through donations. So you can sponsor a cancer survivor and pay the full amount as well.
All right. Norman Johnson is going to pay the deposit for Barbara Hurd on behalf of his sister. That is already
I love
planned.
it.
Thank you, Norman.
Thank you.
Woo! You're
Yes.
always a supporter of the show.
How awesome. How awesome is that?
Thank you.
Barbara, I got you. Here it is. Let me show y'all that I didn't just make that up. Woo! So,
How
thank you.
awesome.
Oh, you got a lot of people. They're supporting you so much, Sister Barbara.
Oh yeah, she's got her mom out here. How old is your mom? She just celebrated her birthday, right?
My mom is 82 and feisty.
Yes. Come on, Mama.
Yes.
Yes, she is.
Awesome. This is incredible how we can.
And I just want to say I have not only my family, but I have my friends. I have Tanya. I have Liz. I don't want to start to call names, but you all know who you are. My circle of friends, they are just awesome, and you know they put up with me, and I just love them, love them, love them. And when I tell you, when I went through that, I don't call it. I wasn't sick. I went through a health challenge. They were so supportive, so supportive, and I just don't think that I would have made it through without their love, their hugs, their kisses. They had to hold back the tears because I wouldn't let them cry. No, we weren't doing no crying. We were doing fighting and we were moving forward. So Tanya, I just thank you.
You're welcome. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. You are so
We love you and we celebrate you.
Yes, we do. Absolutely. She is our auntie. Every one of us that have children, Auntie Barbara is the auntie that spoils them rotten.
I love it.
And we love her so much. And Dora, thank you so much for your program.
Thank you. And if anybody needs any information, my number is there, or you can inbox me on Facebook as well.
Okay. All right, amazing. Norman. So you can figure out by just, she's right here in Atlanta. You can go and drop it to Miss Dora's house. So let's get that money paid for Barbara and the rest of us. What we're going to do is that we're going to put together $5.99. Barbara Hall, I seen you on here. We're going to put together $5.99. We're going to support someone else. And then here in Savannah, we're going to do the same thing. Yes, you have people in your family. And we're going to try to bring another one out of Savannah to the retreat. However,
beautiful.
Try to get it done. You said hold their spot for $150. We're going to hold a spot today for one out of here out of Savannah. Wow. So we're doing that. We'll get online in just a minute, and we'll definitely do it. So thank you so much, ladies. Hey, Mr. Murray, it's great to have you.
Hey, I made it late, but I made it.
Yes. But we're gonna thank everyone for coming next week.
See our shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. Faithful fight.
Yes, because and we didn't know that we were going to talk so much about faith, but God knew. So that's why we have the shirts that say faith first. So it's faith, and you hope and you fight. And that's what you have shown us, Ms. Barbara. I've heard Tanya speak about you, So meeting you this way, I think we may have met before. Dora, just what you're doing is absolutely amazing and absolutely necessary, because of what women and men go through. And so what you're doing is so absolutely necessary. And that comes from such a heartfelt and such a giving place. And we honor you for what you're doing as well.
Thank you.
So thank you all so much. It's been an amazing show today. Thank you all so much, our guests, for tuning in today. Your comments have been overwhelming. Your response today has been overwhelming. And we thank you all so much for that. We ask God's blessings continue upon all of you.
You all have a good day.
Dora, let me ask you something. Do you set up, or do you ever set up any type of business expos or anything for what you do for your company?
Can you hear me? I think I got muted. Can you hear me?
Like this. Like this. Like this. Like this. Like this. Like this. Like this.